jump to Monday because there's, like I said, I forgot about that one thing. Um, so, all right, go ahead and start recording or reciting that.
All right. After the group split up, Officer Eli caught up to Jimmy and me. He reminded us that anyone who did not have a legal guardian would be put into foster care. He strongly suggested that we both take his RV and find a permanent campsite and forgo the police investigation if we were in that situation. But it was what Officer Eli said next that really surprised me.
So, as Marco and oh yeah, I gotta do a quick recap. So Jimmy's character, Jimmy, um, we basically, well, I just said that he was feeling under the weather, and so he kind of sat the training out and was kind of just, he was there kind of watching near the RV, but he didn't participate. And then we went off to go look for a ship that basically crashed in the woods. And then we came back and like an hour or so later, and then this is what transpired. Um, and I basically was like, "Hey guys, go to," or Eli was like, "Hey guys, go. Tomorrow is the investigate, or tomorrow is most likely when the police are going to show up. So go ahead and just go through the interrogation and tell them what they want to hear." And then what you just said happened. Eli kind of went up to both of you, knowing that Jimmy's mom was a single parent, and and mentioned that. But then after that, Eli says, um, the tomorrow tomorrow morning I actually plan to um, look for some of the other missing students that we haven't been able to find, and I know for a fact that a girl named Layla was supposed to be there with her mom as a chaperone, um, but nobody's heard from them. Um, and this is after Marco and Alex have already and Kenneth have already kind of walked, uh, away. So I'm just talking to the two of you, and I say, or Eli says, I would like you two to come with me if you want to. I don't really want to put any more stress on Marco after what happened with his dad. And Alex and Kenneth are gonna have to be doing, going through the questioning with, the investigator and everything. But you two really won't have to deal with that if you don't want to. But like I said, if you do go back home and the cops show up, then they're definitely going to take you. So what I recommend is you get all your stuff, get enough things to kind of get you by. Bring it, put it in the RV. As far as your bird, I guess you can bring that. Maybe leave a window open to make it look like the bird kind of left, ran away. You don't want them to know that you guys have been there. So whatever you take, make sure it looks like, maybe someone left the door unlocked and someone came in and just took a bunch of stuff, or whatever. But whatever you do, just make sure that it doesn't get traced back to you. But that's a decision that you guys can make on your own, um, as well as if you want to help me or not.
Well, of course I'm going to help you. You've helped us so far. Why wouldn't I?
Alright, not much else to do.
Okay, well, um, go ahead. I'm gonna drop you guys all off in the RV, um, and then once I've done that, I'll bring the RV, park at the end of the block and somewhere out of the way, so that once you guys get all your stuff, you can just get in the RV and drive away. I assume one of you at least can drive.
I can.
Okay. Um, and I will call you both tomorrow morning, probably around 8 in the morning. So get some sleep in the RV. There's some campsites in the woods that you guys can park the RV, or if you want to find like an empty parking lot, or if I don't recommend parking it in my um, in the parking lot of my apartment complex, just because it's the RV's connected to me. So if somebody happens to see you guys in there, call the police, then they'll be like, "Oh, this guy has some kids in his RV," and it just won't look good. So just find somewhere out of the way. I, but again, that's completely up to you. If you want to go home and just try to lie your way through the interrogation, and then maybe one of you, maybe you guys have an aunt or an uncle that you could stay with, but if you don't, then most likely the system will try to take you. But I'll let you guys kind of think about that. You don't have to decide anything right now. You've got plenty of time. I'll call you tomorrow at
I'll
8.
be right back. Somebody's trying to call me.
Okay. All right. So that's a good place to jump to. Let's see. You guys have already rolled for the interrogation, so you guys don't actually have to roleplay that. You have passed that with flying colors. Is Jimmy gonna try to risk it and go through the investigation, or is he gonna take Officer Eli's advice and just stay in the RV?
What stats do I need for that?
Um, you don't need any stats per se because you've already passed the interrogation as far as like they don't believe you know anything. However, it'll be just a random dice roll to determine if they. Well, actually, if you had know for sure that you have an aunt or an uncle that you can stay with, then you can suggest that, and then that would be like a dice roll. It would be a presence and command dice, a 2d20 roll. But if you don't, then it will just be up in the air, just a random dice roll to determine if they kind of decide that you need to go with them.
Well, I can come up with one.
What was that? You can come up with one?
Yeah.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll presence and command. And because um, you are rolling against investigators, I will be rolling for them to kind of determine whether or um, not necessarily to believe you. They believe you have an aunt or uncle or some kind of guardian to stay with, but more like, maybe they should go the extra mile and actually try to, go through all the proper steps, which is going to be a lot of red tape. So they're going to roll, I'm going to say they're going to roll insight and command, and their command is a 3. So let's see.
Rolling on twos.
Yep, you need to get 2 or more to succeed. You got it. So yeah, you barely convinced the detective. What was his name? Detective Axabron, that you are okay to go live with an uncle or an aunt, and he's like, okay, but if anything happens or if you change your mind, just let us know. Um, yeah. Um, Alex, you and Kenneth head back home for the first time. Because, like I said before, you guys had been staying in hotels because it's not like you guys would have been missed until Monday. Obviously, your parents were kind of losing their crap because they heard about this big explosion in the woods and they didn't know, nobody really told them anything until like Saturday or Sunday. And then, of course, you don't show up till Monday. Um, so yeah, you Alex and Kenneth heads home, or is dropped off from the RV. Um, so we'll say it's around we'll say 8 p.m. when you get home. Um, how how do you guys do it? Do you just I'll let Alex kind of take the lead on this. Kenneth will just follow. But how do you want to do you just want to walk in and be like, "Hey mom, everything's fine," or do you want to do something else, something maybe more trying to like deceive them or something?
Goes, hey, rather walk in and just pretend that everything's normal?
Uh,
Just go to
I mean, I
get
think
something to eat?
they probably know that things are not normal. The police would have talked to them already, probably.
That's fun. That's fine.
To just walk in and be like, yeah, everything's normal, and then see how they react.
Um, yeah,
I
I was
mean,
gonna walk in and just see if they actually notice.
yeah, if you think that's a good idea, I'll follow your lead. And he kind of follows you up to the door.
He wants to listen in if there's any sounds on the other side.
Um, you hear muffled voices. You can't really hear anything else.
Is the front door unlocked?
It is.
Okay, he just walks straight in and just goes straight. He puts his bag next to the front door inside and just goes straight to the kitchen to get some food.
Okay. Kenneth just kind of follows you. In the living room, both of your parents look over and see you, and they just run over towards you. And your mother, what was your mother's name? Let's see. Lucy, says, Alex, Kenneth, where have you been? We have been worried about you. The police said that there was some kind of explosion in the national forest where you supposedly were. We were worried sick. And of course, your father, being a sheriff's deputy, is like, Jacob. He says, yeah, they said that your bus had been had fallen into a sinkhole or a natural gas explosion or something. I don't know, but what is going on?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I
You've been missing for 4 days.
Yeah, I had to walk through the forest.
Well, I guess it's your father says. I guess it's good you're okay.
Yeah,
The,
hungry.
did you not have your phone on you? You couldn't have given us a call.
He looks at his phone. It's dead. See?
Ah, fine. Your father just shakes his head and he kind of looks frustrated and he walks over. And you see on the TV that there's like a news broadcast of what happened in the forest, saying, yeah, there's a natural gas explosion at the forest ranger station. The entire both buildings, the clinic and the ranger station itself, blew up, which caused the sinkhole nearby to collapse, and two vehicles were swallowed in it. Blah blah blah. Basically all BS. But your mom is not really having it. Lucy kind of stays in the kitchen with you, and she looks at you both and says, "What really? No, for really, what happened? I don't believe that it was just some sinkhole. Come on, you've got to tell me." We were worried
I had
sick
to walk
about
through
you.
the forest. I had to walk through the forest because I don't remember. I woke up on the side of a hill. Remember anything else?
Alright, your mom is a small business owner, so her insight is going to be a little bit higher than average, as well as her command. So roll presence and command against her presence and command. Ooh, you got lucky. She
That
got
is why.
none.
This is why he's good at This is why he's good with presence and
Yep.
command.
Alright, so
Okay.
you have one success. That's what you needed. And she looks at you a bit skeptically, but then she nods and says, "Well, eat up and Obviously, we're gonna have a serious conversation about school. They may already let us know that you guys don't have to go back until Thursday. The police will be here tomorrow morning, first thing, for an investigation to question you. Um, and she kind of just shakes her head. She doesn't look like disappointed at you or anything, but she's kind of exasperated that she had to worry this whole time. Does Alex say anything else or?
Did they ever find our teacher? And uh, did they ever find our teacher and the few other students that hello? Would ask, did they find Marco's dad?
Uh, I think I know what you're saying. You're going in and out a lot there, but the police. Well, actually, on the TV you see Miss Walters' face. Um, you see Bob the bus driver's face. Um, and that's it as far as the deaths, like known deaths. And it says that the bus basically fell into a sinkhole caused by the explosion, or made worse by the explosion. The sinkhole was already there apparently, but then they both died on impact. They don't mention Marco's dad. Or yeah, Marco's dad, and they don't mention any of the other students other than the fact that they're missing.
Weird.
Yep.
Hmm.
All right. So unless there's anything else you want to do, we'll jump ahead to the next day.
Where's Nostra's dad's dog right now? Uh,
The,
asking out of character
you're asking about Una, the dog?
because we had him with us. Yeah,
Well, I assume Marco took him home.
yeah. Okay. Because he would say his dad. Oh, Dad, we found Uno without
You did. And
yeah, Uno.
Una is Marco's dad's dog, right?
Yeah. Is the police like a
You're going in and out a lot there.
hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear. Yeah, to say he's the sheriff's uh he's the dog for the police department.
Ah. Oh yeah, I remember. And
Yeah.
your dad says I remember hearing something about um the Marco's dad going as a chaperone, um, and I assume he's okay, right?
Yeah. We haven't seen him.
Oh,
It's weird.
they did say two vehicles fell into the sinkhole. Maybe his was one of them. But you don't remember seeing him? You don't remember seeing him in the sinkhole with you or in the forest or anything?
We've when we found it was in the forest, and we don't know what happened to
All right.
his dad.
Presence and command against his insight and security, and he's a cop, so good luck. He gets 2 successes. Oh, by the way, the focus trait, just like last time, is keep the secret. So you might want to spend something on this. You have serendipity. You have plot
Can I give
points.
you? Can I give you truth, right?
Sure. I will definitely take that. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 4
Oh,
momentum to the group pool.
yeah.
Nice.
Like,
Okay. You know
yeah,
what?
he is good with presence command.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to randomly deal you something for that amazing roll. It could be good or it could be terrible, but I guess we will see. I'm gonna send it to you. Hopefully this works, 'cause sometimes it doesn't. What? What do you mean ran out?
See.
It said it ran out. How can it run out? It should be infinite. Deal cards to turn
Okay.
order items. All players include offline deal. Ran out of cards in deck before. What? Alright, I'm just gonna uh, shuffle maybe. Let's try random. Let's try one more time. Uh, there we go. What is that? Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay.
I gotta.
Let's see. Uh,
You got something that's actually really interesting. Let me look it up real quick because I have to
okay.
remember what
This
it does. Where is it? Oh, I think I have to actually look it up. Choose. Hmm. Okay, so it's not gonna be the effects of this card isn't gonna happen right now. Because I
what
may.
is it?
That's a good question. Because I can't find it. That's why I'm gonna have to look it up later. So
Okay.
whatever it is, it'll be for next time. I know it's interesting. I know who the person is on the picture. Uh,
Okay.
uh, but I don't know what it does. But anyway, let's jump ahead to the next day. We're gonna say that Ben, you have acquired your parrot. Did you get everything that you need out of your house and get to the RV, or are you gonna risk it and stay there?
Oh no, I got pretty much everything I needed. I went into the garage and grabbed some extra food that won't be noticed until they go and check for it, I guess. But
Right.
it's like one of those garage type deals where it's like you have all this food and water and whatnot.
Yeah, like a pantry. Um,
Yeah.
all right. So and Jimmy wanted to risk it, basically telling the police that he has an uncle or an aunt that he can stay with, and they're like, okay. He passed his check, so everybody has basically succeeded in getting past the interrogation, and now on your burner phones, you, Jimmy and Ben, you get a call from Officer Eli saying to meet at the mall. Um, to get in the RV and basically drive to the mall, and he will meet you in the food court.
All right. Well, Jimmy, I guess we're gonna take this big beast into town. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. We're taking off.
I gotta log out and log back into Roll20 for some reason because it's not letting me minimize something. All right, so you get in the RV, you head towards the mall. You know that the mall is going to be loud and busy, and likely nobody's going to be able to overhear any kind of discussion you're talking about or care, even if they did. Um, come on, there we go. So let me grab.
Hel-
What's up, Matt?
Oh, for a second there, I couldn't hear anyone, and I was like, "Hello."
Yeah, we were talking, so maybe there's something wrong with your phone or something or whatever you're using.
No, no, it's just the it's um Wi-Fi.
Okay.
It's running off not Wi-Fi. The phone. Yeah, data.
Gotcha. I don't know why there's a police department in the mall. That's really weird, but that's where we're gonna say that's where the food court is. Um, you guys head in and you find Eli is kind of sitting in a like a by himself, um, and waiting for you guys. And you walk over and he kind of just gestures for there's food already there waiting, so he just gestures for you guys to take a seat. Um, I need to put this on the other UI. Oh yeah, I've got to make sure everyone's able to see their UI. There we go. And you take a seat, I assume.
Yeah. Hi, Officer Eli. How's it going, man?
Uh, well, it's going about as well as you expect. The investigation is going as well as expected. They told me not to even show up to the school till Thursday, same as I assume the rest of you. Um, but we have to. He kind of rubs his hands as he's thinking. He's like, I need to go back into those woods. In addition to those other kids being missing, he kind of rubs his forehead, kind of definitely stressed, and he says, Corbon, the Andalite that crashed, there's Kelbrid and police and forest rangers swarm that whole place. Even though his ship was destroyed, they know what it was, and they're. He kind of rubs his head again. He's like, well, Corvin is missing. Um, we were supposed to meet um, early in the morning, and he never showed. So we need to. I want to go look for him. I mean, that's just another person to add to the list of the missing. So I think we should go look for him. I just wanted to meet here, to in case anyone was suspicious of us. Us always meeting like on a corner or in the woods or something is kind of weird. So this somewhat normal, I guess. He kind of looks down. He's in civilian clothes. He's not in his police uniform. He kind of tugs on his jacket like he's kind of nervous. He looks around and he looks back to you guys. He says, "So you both still want to help?"
You
Yeah.
can count me.
All right. Um. There is another thing, but I don't want to bring it up here. I want to wait until we get out into the woods before I bring it up, because even though it's pretty noisy in here, I'm still kind of paranoid somebody might overhear us. Oh, do you guys have a bird morph that you can become? Because my bat morph doesn't do long distance very well, so we need to go somewhere to get some bird morphs, unless you guys already have some.
As a matter of fact, I have my pet with me.
He looks at.
Who's a Go ahead.
I was gonna say he looks at the cage that you're carrying with is it a parrot or a cockatiel? I can't
It's
remember.
it's a parrot. It's a
Okay.
parrot, and it's not in the cage. It's on my shoulder.
Oh, okay. So he looks at you. He's like going for the pirate look, huh?
As always.
Well, um, have you already acquired it? I assume.
Uh, out of character. Can I roll for it, or
No, I
is
mean
it automatic?
we could say that you've acquired. I mean, it's your bird. You probably pet it a billion times. So I mean, acquiring its DNA wouldn't be no problem really. Um,
Okay.
let's see. Um, trying to figure out why all this. Okay, there we go. Um, he says, "Well, me and I'm assuming Jimmy doesn't have a bird morph. I don't think mosquito or gorilla is gonna cut it, but I do know somebody who knows somebody who has an aviary. Plenty of birds there. We can definitely get something there." And he kind of takes a fry, throws it in his mouth, and pushes himself to his feet, and he says, "Let's go, I guess."
I'm gonna grab whatever is left on the table, like a burger or fries or whatever. All right, let's go.
Okay. Yeah. Um. So it's 10 a.m. Mac. Um. The investigation's over. You've passed it. Um. What is Alex up to? Your dad's kind of frustrated and kind of trying to get more information out of you, but he more or less just leaves you alone. Your mom is like all over you, like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you're back. I was so worried." But what is Alex up to?
Alex is, well, knowing that his parents are looking at him, watching 24/7, he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna be playing video games in my room. Just goes up to his computer, just starts playing video games.
Okay.
To tries to get Marco online to see.
Yeah, you don't.
The,
If you try to get in touch with Marco, you don't get anything.
yeah. But he's gonna continue playing video games until he can catch a break from his parents
Well, your
and get
mom's
out the
not
house.
gonna let you anywhere out of her sight. Your dad goes about normal business, but your mom is like always at the door, like, "Honey, do you need anything?" Like with like sandwiches and stuff.
I make sure that Kenneth
You
gets
want?
all the sandwiches.
Okay. Kenneth is gonna run interference for you. He's like, "Hey, if you want to go out and do something, fine. I'll stay here and keep her busy."
Uh, I'll continue until if I don't get a hold Marco by tomorrow morning, I'll have to go over and just check on Marco tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or
I'll go with you, he says.
if I don't see him, I haven't been able to get a hold of Marco.
I mean, honestly, Eli told him his dad was dead, but I mean, he didn't say that. He said he went out like a warrior, whatever that means. But even if that's true, and you could tell that Kenneth isn't really 100% sure that he believes that, but he says even if that's true, pretty sure Marco is going to be grieving and mourning and not wanting to be on his console, and I know his mom will too. So you might not get up with him till
Yeah.
Thursday when you go back to school.
Um. Yeah. I just want to check on him. Was a distraction. Have him have somebody to talk to. We
Yeah.
might as well just keep a check on, because yeah, we don't know how his mental state is.
Yeah, pretty sure his mental state is not good.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 10 a.m. You guys, Jimmy, Ben, and Eli, you guys arrive at the aviary. Um, it's kind of connected to the mall. It's kind of like its own thing, but it's kind of associated with the mall. So it's kind of connected. Like it's on the same property as the mall. So I'm just gonna leave that map up and let's see, where is NPCs. Um, the aviary employee is apparently a friend of Eli's. You're not really sure how, you just know, or at least a friend of Eli's. Um, and he's basically told Eli, yeah, I'll let your friends come in and look around at birds. Yeah, and he does that thing where he's like, just you know, look but don't touch, ha ha ha. Of course, Eli just rolls his eyes and yeah, sure. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you. I have a list of birds that are here. I will let you guys decide which ones that you want. Or I mean, you can acquire as many as you want, or you could just acquire your favorite one. It's up to you. But in order to go long distance, you are gonna need a bird morph. So the birds that are currently here include me looking for them. So I'll tell you that there are basically three kinds of birds. There's like your regular kind of yard bird, like a robin and all that stuff. There's like water birds, like ducks, and then there's birds of prey, which is basically immediately where Eli walks towards. Um, what kind of are you guys interested at all in the birds that are just like normal yard birds, or are you guys more only interested in the birds of prey or the because there's a lot of the yard birds. That's why I'm asking. And if you're not interested in them at all, I just won't even list them. Um, but yeah, which ones are you guys leaning towards? Like I said, you could acquire all of them if you can
Uh,
get close enough.
Sample of all of them, really.
Okay, and
Yeah, I'll try to go
Oh.
for at least like the aquatic bird, like a duck or a whatever the else other one is. And then definitely a bird of prey for sure.
okay, so this guy has a mallard, which is they're like really good flyers, like even better than birds of prey. Like the long distance flyers basically, so that they're good for that. They're not really good for like combat or anything, but as far as I mean, unless you count like pecking someone's eyes out, but as far as like just your basic flight birds, they're probably the best. Um, you also have a barn owl, which is going to be the best time to morph. That would be at night. If you need a night vision bird, then that's the one you go with. You got ospreys, which are basically fish-eating birds, kind of like seagulls, except they're birds of prey, which means they're pretty mean and powerful. The red-shouldered hawk is, a hawk with red shoulders. A black vulture is, again, kind of self-explanatory. A vulture, obviously carrion eaters. Um, and then you have, let's see what else. You have a crow, uh, ironically, um, and a great blue heron, which is one of those big water birds that kind of, eat fish and hang out near the water. And then you just have like, oh yeah, you've got a woodpecker, and then you have like a bunch of other kind of yard birds. Um, so in order to acquire them, it's gonna actually be multiple checks because you're not only trying to reach out and touch the bird, but you're also trying to do it in a way where the aviary guy, Mr. What was his name? NPCs, where are you? There it is. Mr. Neron Essar does not notice you. So I'm going to need both of you to roll either control or presence and security or con. So whichever is your best stats for presence or control. And I believe actually, let me check something. I believe one of you can use something else, or maybe I'm thinking of something. I might be thinking of a whole different thing. Um, but yeah, and that is going to actually be contested against Niran's insight. We're going to say he's not very insightful, and he's not expecting anything. We'll say he's not really expecting you guys to do anything. So not going to give him any boons or extra dice or anything. So all you need is a 1 or greater to succeed at not basically doing it to where he doesn't notice. Control or
So that
presence.
was a control, and what was the discipline?
Either con or security. Nice. So you got 2 successes. Also, your complication there, Jimmy, is it says 19, so it's not actually a complication. So what you want to do is make sure that when you're rolling the task roll, the complication range stays at 1. Um, and you only really change
Oh,
that if, like, I specifically say I'm increasing the complication range because of X, Y, and Z reason or whatever. But yeah, other than that, you let's see, he got 2 successes, you got no success. Um, so we'll deal with Tolly's first. So now you need to actually roll to acquire it. So it's going to be control and um, again, I'll let you decide con or security to actually touch the bird, Tolly, without it trying to peck your arm off. Which bird are you going for first?
I'm going to go with the mallard first.
Okay. Yeah, those are relatively compared to the some of the other birds. They're relatively peaceful. So go ahead and roll that, and it'll be a difficulty 2 because it is a new thing that you're trying to acquire. So you're not really sure how to go about it yet. So it is a difficulty 2. Ooh, so you got a 1, which is 2 successes. Is the 13 in your success
Oh
range?
yeah, no, I've got 16. So
Okay.
for both those.
3 successes. So we're gonna say, let me look. You're at 4 momentum, so that means you guys are at 5 momentum. Actually, you're at 6 because you got 2 on the last one. So you guys are at 6 momentum. So yeah, you reach over, you touch the bird, it goes into like a trance, it stops moving, kind of like a just it's in its zen or something, and it you have now got the mallard DNA running through your body. I'm actually gonna so on your character sheet, and this is just for temporarily until I update the UI. Go ahead under where it says other equipment, just type mallard under Una. Um, it's at the bottom
Yeah, just give me a
right.
sec.
Yep, no problem. So now as for the failure, let's see. That was oh yeah. So as you're kind of which bird are you moving towards, Jimmy?
Let's see. If it's going to be a failure, it's going to be something that was a little bit more obvious.
Yeah, maybe one of the bigger birds of prey.
Yeah, they're the heron.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go ahead and as you're moving towards the heron, it's an aviary, so like the birds are constantly making noise. But then the birds that are nearby the heron make even more noise, and he kind of comes over. He sees you kind of reaching for it, but he doesn't. He says something, but he doesn't. It's not like he's angry or anything. He says, "Be careful now. These things may look nice and innocent, but they can take a finger right off. At least the birds of prey can." And then he goes about his business, kind of tending to the birds.
And stare it down.
You stare the bird down.
Yeah,
You know what?
intimidation.
Yeah, roll an intimidation check. Let's see. Normally that would be presence and security. Trying to think.
But
You?
daring.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering earlier. I was like, doesn't someone have a something that makes it so that they change one thing to daring or to something else? But I couldn't remember if that was your character or somebody else's. I'll let you roll daring. Daring and security. You do have an intimidation focus, so click on yes for focus used. Now this is going to be contested. Which bird are you intimidating? The heron
Uh,
or a different one? It'll be difficult
crow.
based on. Okay, yeah, I think those are going to be really difficult. All right, so they're going to be going. They're actually really daring too, but oh my god, I can't type today.
Something's just got me in my brain, just staring at it for some reason. Let's see what happens. one.
All right. And present security. One. You're basically having a staring contest with a crow. But because you
Yeah.
initiated it, you win. And eventually it looks away, it has its back to you, and now you can kind of walk over and touch it without it. By the time you touch it, it's already gone into the trance. So, is that the one you're going for?
Yes.
Okay. So you reach over, it goes into its trance. Um, and now you have the crow DNA running through you. So similar to Ben on your character sheet until I can update the UI. Just at the bottom right where it says other equipment, just type in crow under Una, the Doberman. And then let's see.
Ooh. Morphs. Oh, equipment list. Okay.
Oh yeah, and I think you because you weren't at the last game, we actually did some bookkeeping that you might have missed. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. So you have a milestone that everybody started with. In order, basically, I said that at the end of the book one, everybody needs to change out their childhood insight with untapped potential, which mechanically I think they do the same thing, but it's more of a kind of mature version of it. So I'll go ahead and handle that, get rid of the milestone for that. I think there was something else, but I cannot remember what it was. Does anybody else remember what the other thing was? Because I know there was two things. Let's
No, I don't remember.
My memory is fucking shot.
see. Yeah. Alright. Alright, so you have a crow, and Ben has a mallard. So for each, you could do this one of two ways. You can either spend 2 momentum and have it so that you can get another one. So basically, if you spend 2 momentum, you won't have to roll another sneak check. However, if you don't want to spend 2 momentum, then you're going to have to roll to sneak again. And if you fail a second sneak, he is going to start to get a little bit irritated. So which one do y'all want to do? Or you could just walk
I'll
out.
give two. I'll give 2 momentum. As far as like the predatory birds,
Right.
what was the list? I'm sorry.
It's all good. I actually thought I had included more, but I didn't. So one is osprey, which is kind of like the bird of prey version of a seagull. Then there's the black vulture, which everyone knows what vultures eat and do. And there is a red-shouldered hawk, which is basically a hawk with red shoulders, so pretty self-explanatory. And then there's the barn owl, which is the one that can see good at night. And it also has really good hearing. Like it can hear a mouse like miles away. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the barn owl, and I'll spend 2 momentum.
okay. So that just means you don't have to roll to sneak, but you still have to roll to acquire it. So control and con or security difficulty is 2. Nice. That's 2 successes, right? That 15?
Yep.
Okay. So you reach over, you acquire this thing, and now you have the barn owl in your repertoire. What about you, Jimmy? Do you want to spend 2 momentum to not have to sneak, or do you want to try to sneak?
Yeah, I'm going to spend 2 momentum and also go for the barn owl.
Cool. Alright. Control and con or security.
Let's see, control or security. What was the first one?
Control.
Alright, control and security. And keep my focus on, or am I turning it off right now?
Yeah, turn it off for right now.
Alright.
Ooh. You didn't get a complication, so the bird doesn't bite you. However, it does squawk loudly and kind of step away from you. You don't. It doesn't squawk loud enough to get the attention of Neron, but it is basically like now it's kind of wary of you, and it's kind of like looking at you through the bars of its cage, and kind of basically it's gonna keep its eyes on you. Do you want to attempt again, or do you want to attempt another bird?
Overall, I'm just okay with the crow.
Okay. I'm actually moving the character sheets for these animals up a bit so that you guys can access them in the other morphs folder. Got the barn owl, the crow, and the mallard duck. And just immediately, my character Eli goes for the red-shouldered hawk. So I'm gonna have to roll. Give me 1 second. I've got to roll sneaky snakes. Why is my presence? Oh, it's because I didn't set up the character sheet completely. So my sneaky snakes is. I'm going to. Let me look at my UI. I might need to spend a plot point on this. Whoops, wrong. Damn it. Come on, computer, act right. I am actually going to spend. Actually, let me see what they can do first of all. Handouts. There it is. Used for plot points. Damn, plot points can't do that. I must have changed it. Maybe serendipity? Nope. Alright, so in that case, I'm just gonna roll and hope for the best. Okay, it's 1. So I gotta roll for the guy to see if Neron notices me. If I could find his... There it is. So I just want it to be better than 1. Or I just want this to be worse than 1. Okay, so... He looks over kind of suspiciously, but then goes back to his job of feeding some animals. And now I need to reach out and touch a red-shouldered hawk. This is... Oof, red-shouldered hawks. They're kind of vicious, so... I am actually going to... What is my values? Keep the secret. And protect and serve. I am going to spend a determination to have 2 automatic successes. And I'm still going to roll. Hopefully I can get some momentum. Control and security. I don't like using y'all's momentum. Okay, so I have 4 successes, so it gives you guys, or technically I guess it gives us total of 4 momentum. I reach out, grab the red-shouldered hawk, acquire it, and now I have a hawk morph. So we leave. Does anyone, before we leave, does anyone else have any morphs they want to attempt to acquire? Or is everyone good?
Yeah, the red-shouldered hawk, if at all possible.
In fact, because I'm gonna say if you notice, like if you look over and see that I'm acquiring it, and you walk over, I keep my hand on the hawk so that it remains in its trance, and you don't have to worry about it poking your eyes out. So you can go ahead and touch it, and it doesn't actually require you to have to roll. And I kind of look over um, to Jimmy and like nodding my head, like, you want to get in on this?
Shrug my shoulders. Like, yeah, sure, why not?
All right, so both of you touch the hawk. So let me just go to make sure other morphs. All right, copy. Did you get? No, you didn't get the owl, did you, Tolly?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay. I just
That
want to
was
make
the
sure.
last one I got.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right. So you guys have your morphs or some morphs. If there is nothing else that you want to do, then Eli turns to Neron and is like, "Yep, these are some nice birds, man. Thank you." And then he kind of just waves and walks out. Um, as you guys are walking out, he turns to both of you and says, "You know, it's kind of weird, and I don't know how much y'all know about animals, um, but back at the animal clinic when we acquired our some of those morphs, you know, the clinic that exploded, um, there was a gorilla in there, and well, gorillas aren't really supposed to be in this part of the world, so it's not like he. I mean, I guess technically he could have like escaped from a zoo or something, and maybe is being held there, but that's really not how they do things. Um, I have my ideas on why it was there, but yeah, it's just really weird that gorilla was there, and I feel like there's some sort of larger thing at work here, some kind of bigger plan, if that makes any sense, some kind of somebody pulling some strings for us that we may or may not necessarily want, if you know what I mean. Do I?
Wait, Eli, do you think it's like maybe sentient or something? Like they sent something just to help us out, like somebody or something?
Well, let's put it this way. If somebody or something dropped a useful animal into our lap that could help us fight the Calbrid, um, then they're kind of playing God. They're kind of, you know, puppet masters, kind of trying to use us as pawns, if that makes any sense. And yeah, that's not good.
So giving us enough rope to hang ourselves with, I guess.
Well, there are some beings in this world, in this universe, that this whole thing is just a game to them. They don't want to see us hurt, but they also wouldn't mind if, collateral damage, things happen, and for ev-
Nice.
yeah, and for every time one of these beings makes a decision like that, for example, drop a gorilla in the middle of the forest, and you know, it it another the other side gets to do something equally as dangerous, risky, volatile, whatever word you want to use. He kind of shakes his head. It's like, or it could be nothing. I mean, maybe it just escaped from the zoo. Maybe I'm overthinking things.
Well, Officer Eli, you might have a point, man. I just I don't know. It seems too good to be true. So you might have a point.
That was one of the reasons I actually wanted you guys to come along with me. You guys have the gorilla morph, so it seemed only fair that I bring it up to you. But there may be something out there that is going to expect a payment back, if that makes any sense. Some sort of metaphysical
Uh,
entity, maybe.
I hope it's not a fucking rhino.
All right, so as you guys move out back to the RV so you guys can park it and morph into your birds, we're going to jump back to Alex. It's noon. Your mom wants you to have lunch. Speaking of which, I need to eat this sandwich. Your mom wants you to have lunch with her. Your siblings, your other siblings, um, let me look at the names. Um, Corbin is not there, but Javen, Melvin, and Naya are there, and they all want to spend time with their brothers, their formerly missing brothers.
He goes, oh, okay. And he goes, hey mom, can I have a cat?
She looks at you like, what? Where'd this come from?
Yeah, just feel like having a pet.
I mean, I guess.
Feel like having a pet.
Sure, we'll get a cat.
Okay, thank you, mom.
It's not gonna be like today.
Okay.
So
He's excited.
he's excited for a cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's see.
He just winks at his brother. Like, at Kenneth.
Kenneth is just like
Uh,
shaking his head, like, what? Like, why is getting a cat such a great thing?
They're cute and adorable.
Sure.
And they're very sneaky and clever. And they can get into tight spots as well.
Ah, so you're thinking more about a. He kind of looks around before he says anything. He's like, you're thinking of something that you can use to, get around unnoticed. Don't you have a squirrel morph for that?
Oh, come on. The cat can be cute. Yeah. He goes,
I mean, I'm assuming you guys are like away from the family, but yeah.
yeah. He goes, well, cats can be very agile creatures. No one notices a cat.
Sure. Have you heard from Marco yet?
No, not yet.
Hmm.
Still nothing.
Well, hopefully everything's fine, or at least as fine as it can be. Um,
He's probably getting suffocated by his mom.
yeah, like ours. So Naya runs over to you across the kitchen and kind of gives, she's 11, so she's, more of a kid than you guys are. So she gives you guys both a hug, and she's like, "We missed you."
Yeah.
What happened?
Like, we got lost in the forest.
Your brother Javen walks over and says, "Really? You were lost in the forest. Your phone was dead. You guys seem
Yeah.
you guys seem like you're fine. Like nothing happened. Like if that happened to me, I'd be crying and screaming and everything else. I don't know why you guys
I
are.
don't like I don't like hiking in the forest for so long. feet.
He kind of narrows his eyes at you. Roll presence and command or security. Oh, 4 successes. He got 2 crits.
I'm going to spend 2 momentum.
Okay. You barely succeeded, but you did get a complication. Do you want to spend that momentum to get rid of the complication?
Yes.
Do you want to spend 2 to get rid of it, or re-roll it with 1?
I'll roll it with 1.
Okay, increase the complication range by 3. Alright, so you got a momentum back, so you are back up to 2 momentum. And he kind of narrows his eyes at you, but he's like, he nods, and he's like, alright.
It's all. Yeah. I hope that was the explosion. Is it true?
Weren't you there? Javen asks. Wouldn't you know?
Remember? In the forest?
I mean, apparently the ranger station exploded, and that's what caused the sinkhole. And that's why your van crashed or whatever.
Okay.
Alright. So your mom Lucy says, Javen, leave them alone. Get over here and eat. Finish your lunch. And he
I'm
kind of, oh, fine, and kind of walks away to go finish his lunch. By the way, Mac, I need you to roll a d20 and just 1d20. Increase the complication
Okay.
range to 3. Just 1d20. So basically, any 18, 19, or 20 is really bad. And I'm gonna use some threat for that. Alright, so you rolled a 2, so yeah, it's fine. You do not become allergic to a reptile. We're gonna jump now to the others. As you guys you have parked, and you're now going to get ready to morph into your birds. And which ones are you guys taking? Obviously, my character Eli is going to go with red-shouldered hawk.
What time is it?
Hello?
It's a little after noon.
We can hear you, Mac.
Hey, Matt.
What time is it?
Hey.
What's up? I think Mac's phone is acting up again.
Nothing. I was just saying if you could hear me. Saying if you guys could hear me because I had to reconnect.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep,
Alright.
you're loud and clear.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna put a forest on your UIs. So which one are you going with, Ben or Tali?
I'm gonna go with the Red Hawk.
The red-shouldered hawk. All right. And what about you, Jimmy?
Jimmy's just what are we doing? Covering distance?
Yeah, it's gonna be distance. Ah, damn, my character definitely should have went with the mallard. I completely forgot about that.
For cover and distance, I'll go. I'll go hawk.
Okay, well that's kind of good because I mean, it's better than us going in 3 different birds because that would be noticeable even more. But generally speaking, hawks, especially big male hawks that we have, they're not together. But again, it's better than us going as 3 different birds flying side by side. Um,
Yeah.
so now we're gonna have to morph. Fun, fun, fun. So it is going to be whatever your main attribute is. So for Jimmy, it's going to be daring. For I think it's control for Ben.
Correct. Control and daring, or yeah, control is the highest.
Yep. For me, it's control as well, and it's going to be con as the discipline. The difficulty to start this to concentrate on this morph. It's a brand new morph, so it's going to be the difficulty is 2. Excuse me. So, oop, turn that down a little bit. I am
Can I
actually.
use a focus?
Which focus?
Composure?
Yep, you can use focus composure. If you guys want to spend momentum, you can. You can also. And also, I just want to explain how this is going to work. So, difficulty is 2. You need 2 successes to begin the morph. If you fail, like if you only get 1 success or 0, it just means the morph stops and you basically have to start over. If you get a complication, that increases the difficulty of the next morph. So you definitely don't want a complication, but obviously succeeding is better than failing. Let's see.
So I'll give you a threat for
Okay.
1 extra die.
All right, that helps me out a little bit.
Oh, complication.
Wow. But those 2 are successes, right? The 12 and the 13?
Yeah, they're both successes.
Alright, so you succeed in beginning the morph, but it is going to be a difficulty 3 to continue the morph.
Alright. Is it still my turn?
Well, I'm waiting for Jimmy to roll that. I want to keep everyone on the same, because last time when we tried,
Yeah.
everyone just roll at their own pace. I got confused.
Alright, I'm just setting it up. Like I'm taking a threat. I'm taking a threat so I can take an extra roll.
Okay, are you giving me threat, or are you spending a momentum that you guys have?
Oh. How do I give you threat?
Okay, you could give me threat, and then you can roll 3 on the task roll. Ooh, that gives me lots and lots of threat. I need to use it
Yeah,
at some
what the
point.
heck, why not?
We're doomed.
What the heck? Why not? Okay. Okay. Did it? Am I connected?
Oh, it looks like, yeah, it looks like you're not on roll 20 at the moment.
What the heck? I'm in the thing. It's server connection interruption. Okay, let me reload. And then I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, look, it's okay. There we
Looks
are.
like you're back on.
Okay. A screen. Okay. 3. Bearing. Security. 4.
Nice. So that gives you guys 3. You're at 3 momentum now, I think. No, because he spent 1, so you're back up to 2 momentum. I almost forgot that. All right. So now you've both begun starting it. Now you need to continue the morph. Same roll. Difficulty 2 for Jimmy. Difficulty 3 for uh, Ben. And I'm just after you guys finish, I'm gonna roll all mine at the same time so that I can.
I'm just gonna roll 2 die. Whew! Another complication. God damn it.
Well, it didn't. Did it increase your complication range? Hold on, let me look at your
Yeah.
character sheet.
Let's see. It says complication range 3. Yeah.
Well, the difficulty was 3, not the complication range. So 19,
Oh, I see.
yeah, a 19 would just, so you could just put that back to 1. A 19 is just a fail. The 2, uh, you used a focus, so the 2 would be 2 successes. So you still fail, but you don't get a complication. So you still need 3 successes to continue the morph. And let's see. Uh, did you roll again, Jimmy?
Yes, and I use another momentum just to
Okay.
make sure. Yeah, 3 successes.
All right. All right. So that brings you guys back to the 2 momentum, I think. Yeah, because he had it was two difficulty of 2. So you both can roll one more time. I think Jimmy is ahead by 1. So Jimmy, all you have to do, actually, yeah, Jimmy has to roll 2 more times, and Tali, you have to roll 3 more times. So roll the same thing again. Difficulty 2 for Jimmy and difficulty 3 for Ben. You guys have 2 momentum also.
Okay.
So where do you put the difficulty in? Because I thought that was the complication range. That's
No,
kind of what I've been doing.
the difficulty is just like if I say the difficulty is 2, that just means you need 2. Both of your D20 need to give you 2 successes.
I see.
Yeah. So the complication range is, like what a critical fail would be. So if you moved it to 5, then 16 through 20 would be a critical fail.
Okay.
Okay, doing this with 2, I guess, this time. Seeing what I roll. Seeing what I wreck this time. Dash roll 2.
All right, so at
roll
8 and a
What in
9.
the hell is up with all these goddamn 19s?
Yep, you got 1 success. So you're morph. So basically, Ben, you started out morphing and your beak started coming out of your face, and then now your beak is starting to recede back into your face as you're going back towards your human self. And yep,
You only got 1 success this time.
yep, Jimmy, you're basically halfway through. Your legs, they're still human legs, but your toes are now coming out as talons, and your wings are beginning to appear on your arms. And then that's kind of where they stop. So you both need to roll one more time to try to get through this. You got the same amount of rolls left. 2 for Jimmy and 3 for Ben.
Focus.
Oh, speaking of which, thank you for whoever said that. So one of the things that we did the last game was I had everyone add a focus. So Jimmy, if you want to add a focus, it can't be anything like morphing, obviously, but if you want to add a focus to your 2 to give you 3 focuses, you can. And if you could think of a focus that would apply, then that's fine too. I mean, composure is always good.
That's what I'm using.
Yeah. Trying to think of another focus that would apply in this situation.
So I have to roll a 3 success?
Yes, you need 3 success, which is possible. If you crit on 1 success, and you get a success on your second dice, it's possible. But spending to get another dice is, gives you more of a chance of getting those successes.
All right, I'm gonna spend 1 momentum.
Okay.
I think we're down to 1 now.
Yep.
Hmm.
1, 2.
Thinking.
Not the 19
Why is
again.
it so many goddamn 19s?
Yeah, your eyes get better. Like you're able to see really far away, and then they kind of start to go back. Ooh. Um, Still a 19 though, so you don't need to increase the complication range. But so you have two fails. Yeah, you both are basically paused mid-morph and unable to continue until you get the necessary successes. I think you're still at
Increase complication range, or do I
no
just roll as I
complication.
am?
Complication range always stays at 1 unless I specifically say to increase it. The difficulty for yours is still 2. You still need 2 successes. Tali still needs 3 successes. But look at the bright side. Once you guys morph this bird, it'll only be a 1 difficulty to morph it next time. You guys didn't have this much trouble when you were morphing squirrels. I know that. All right. So,
That's one success.
all right, and Ben.
Oh, go ahead and roll for me.
Okay. And you guys also have, I mean, I don't know if you want to waste it on this, but you guys do have determination, which gives you an automatic critical success.
Yeah, I'll use a determination. Why not?
Okay. Which value will you be calling upon, Ben? You have self-defense, I think, is one. I don't know how many talents or how many values you actually have. But I
That
don't.
was the only one that I
That's
have,
the only one.
I
Okay, yep.
think.
That probably wouldn't work in this situation, though.
Okay, never mind.
Try to think if there's another way. Let me see. Serendipity. I know you have serendipity. All normal rolls. Yeah, that wouldn't work either. All right, control, con, difficulty 3. Do you want to spend a momentum or give threat?
Sure, I'll give you threat.
Okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just 1.
Okay. All right. Let's come on. No 19s. Okay, it didn't give you a 19 at least. It gave you a 20.
Fuck.
Oh man. Do you want to
I'm never
spend?
gonna morph into this.
Yeah, I never thought this was gonna be this difficult. To be honest with you, like I said, I'm glad this is experimental. We might change this for next session or something. But um, do you want to spend a momentum to re-roll that? If you do that, you have a potential of making that a success and then actually finally catching up to Jimmy.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right,
And I can roll.
Okay, I increased the complication range for you, and I put it down to 1d20, so you just got to roll that 1d20, and then 17, 18. Okay, it's a fail, but at least you didn't get a complication, so it doesn't increase the difficulty for the next roll. Um, so now it's Jimmy's turn again. It's still difficulty 2. You need 2 successes. And I think your guys are out of momentum. So if you want more dice, you're going to have to give threat. I could have sworn the plot points was you could use that for. I must have taken it off, but I don't know where I would have put it. Weird. All right, Jimmy, what are you doing? Do you have a? If you want to use a determination, if you have a. Let me look at your character sheet. Maybe you have a to rise above.
Hmm.
I like that. I mean, the likelihood of you guys having there. I don't want to say that you guys won't need to use a determination again for this book, but I mean, it's possible.
Let's see what happens if I just go with her as I am. Another one.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So basically, I'm gonna roll for my character. I'm just gonna roll all four, just to see like what happens. Um, and then based on kind of he might generate momentum. I don't know, but let's see. Um, God, I was hoping I had a what's it called, a value that would apply. Protect and serve, not really. Keep the secret, not really. Children of the future, not really. Alright, so I'm just gonna... And I don't want to give myself threat, and I don't want to use y'all's momentum, but y'all are also out of momentum, so... Let's see what happens. Difficulty 2. Fuck! I can't even concentrate because I'm probably watching you guys halfway through Morph get stuck in a Morph, and I'm just like, shaking my head like... Oh dear God, I hope it doesn't. I hope you guys don't stay that way for 2 hours and then you're stuck permanently as a.
Newbies.
All right, let's just try it one more time. Wow, really? My control is literally 11. I got two 16s, two 17s, and two 16s. Okay, let's try this again. That's better. So y'all have a momentum now. If one of y'all wants to use it and roll, go right ahead. I've concentrated. Now I'm gonna actually attempt to, you know, get through the first part of the morph. No. In fact, you know what? Hold on. Let me think. Maybe. Let's see. My control's high. My con is eh. If I use that momentum and roll 3 dice, I might generate more momentum. God, I hope so. There we go. So you're back up to 1 momentum. That's definitely not spelled correctly. But I have begun morphing. So let's see. I guess I'll try one more. I can't get two 16s again. 16, 16. Okay, I should not have said anything. I'm just gonna spin that momentum again and get 3 dice and hope for the best. Okay, there we go. Back to 1 momentum for everybody. All right, let's try this again. I can't get two 17s again.
Shh.
Alright, so now I am... So the first thing you see is just feathers appear on my whole body, just sprouting from me. Then a beak comes out. Then my legs turn into big, T-Rex talons. And then my body just shrinks down in a span of like 20 seconds, to a normal hawk size. And then now I need to control the hawk body out in the woods. Hopefully I don't go crazy and try to eat a mouse. Although that would be really funny if that happened. Here we go. Okay, I've got control of the hawk body and mind. And so I am going to actually, because I have the archetype Fearless Leader, I'm going to use my skill may freely use a direct or rally to basically generate momentum and give you guys an assist. So I'm going to roll twice, and one of them is going to generate momentum, and one of them is going to assist you guys. But I need to find my character sheet stats, because for some reason it's not put in here for some reason. I could have sworn I had, but I guess not. Hopefully, maybe it's in the front of the book. Oh yeah. Presence 9. Alright, so this is going to be a rally. So I'm like, you guys can do it. I'm using my thought speak in your head. I'm like, you guys can do it. I believe in you, blah, blah, blah. This will generate momentum, hopefully. Nope. Really? Wow. No momentum for that inspiring speech. But I can still assist. So I am going to roll twice. And it's going to be for each of you. So this should get you through at least the last, or the next part of your morph, presence, and command. I'm going to be like, look, focus on this. you know, focus on the physical change first. You know, don't worry about, you know, it, blah, blah, blah. Everything's going to be fine. Let's see what happens. Okay, so one of you gets a success. Both of you get successes. Or, yeah. So now, both of you, basically what that does is it basically reduces the difficulty of you guys to, um, for Jimmy, it's just 1, and for Tali, for Ben, it's just 2 again. You guys still have 1 momentum. I recommend Jimmy go next. Use the momentum. Difficulty is 1. The likelihood of you getting multiple successes is high. You might generate more momentum for Ben. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive because he has more difficulty, but the likelihood of him getting um, 3 successes with 3 dice is less likely than you getting more than 1 success with 3 dice, if that makes any sense.
Okay, rolling on test roll 3.
Yep.
Complication rate, same.
Same, yep, just 1.
Let's see what happens.
Please work. There you go. So now, 1, 2, you guys have 2 momentum. Tali, please use all of that momentum. Just roll 4 dice.
I will. All right.
Difficulty is 2, so there you go. Got your 2 momentum back. Ah, man. So basically, after that inspiring well, it was the rally actually failed, but the direct, I was like, yeah, do this, do that, you know, focus on that. That part worked, and you guys managed to, you know, shrink, and the bird parts appeared, and you felt your insides get squished up and moved around and a lot smaller, and you felt bones shifting and moving, and like it felt like it should hurt, but it really didn't. Kind of like when you go to the dentist and they're drilling in your teeth, but you have like Novocaine or whatever it's called, so you're just like, what? I know it should hurt, but it doesn't. And after that, you guys are now birds, but now you're gonna have to roll control and con again to maintain control of the bird. Consciousness, the mind. Difficulty is still 2. You have 2 momentum. You could also give me threat. I recommend using more than 2 dice. You don't want to run off and go eat mice. Trust me, it's disgusting. I'm sure. Or get attacked by another bird, or attack another bird.
3 of us, 1 of them.
That's true too.
Well, let's see what happens. Complication range is 2.
No, complication range is 1. The difficulty is 2, which just means you just need both of your dice to land on a success.
Alright, let's see what happens. I roll 3 or 2 on this.
Do you want to use a momentum?
Yeah, let's use momentum.
Yeah. Then roll 3d20
Alright, we're rolling on a control
and con.
Alright.
Ooh. You have failed to gain control of the mind. The hawk mind is taking over. And Ben?
What was the difficulty?
2.
I'm just gonna let it rip.
Let's see what happens. Oh, nice. So you got 4 momentum now. However, you see one of us, you're not really sure which one of us, fly off you know, off the ground and into the air. And Jimmy, you see a nice snack, a nice mole kind of burrowing up from the ground, and you're like, that thing would look really good, or that thing looks really good, and I bet it tastes good too. And you can't help yourself. You want to eat this mole.
Okay.
Do you struggle
Do I
against
roll for it?
yeah, if you're
Let's just roll for control.
yep, control and con.
Same as last time.
Yep, if you're struggling against it, yep. Difficulty
Alright,
is still
let's see
2.
what happens. Alright.
Ooh, no. You go down and you I am actually. You know what? I'm gonna actually. Well, it wouldn't really help because yeah, my character's yelling thought speak into your mind like stop, 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 but it doesn't really. Yeah, get into that mole like it's a Reuben sandwich, and it is doesn't stand a chance. Um, how does Ben react to seeing this?
What is he doing?
That's a good question. I think the hawk has got control of him. Um,
Maybe we can whistle to him?
I,
I don't know how this works.
I don't think that's gonna work. We just have to keep trying to get to him. Jimmy, you could do it. Take control. Take control. So now roll again. This time I am going to roll another direct, which means I'm gonna assist your roll. Um, Presence and command. All right, so you already have one success. You just need one more success. Come on, Jimmy, you could do it. I believe in you. Let go of that damn mole, damn it.
Alright. Alright, same rolls last time, right?
Yep.
Or we're making it harder.
Nope. Control and con. Just need one success. 2 dice. Nice. Yep.
Don't need it.
You've got blood all over your beak, and you stop, and you're like, oh crap. What did I just do?
Eh. It's a thing.
So Jimmy's just like, whatever. It's life. The circle of life.
Yeah, he's not too plussed by it.
All right. So, yep, you guys are finished morphing, and now Eli says, "All right, crash site is about X, certain amount of miles, a certain distance, angle of this, blah blah blah. If we get split up, just meet at the crash site in the game forest where the Andalites ship crashed. We just want to look around, see if I thought I saw Kelbrids, but maybe it's just the police, and then we'll be able to thought speak to each other, so it's not like we're gonna have to worry about." Um, you know, planning too much. We'll figure it out as we go. Um, and then Eli just takes off into the air and, heads for the crash site. Um, so just because of that whole debacle of the morphing, I am going to deal you guys some random cards like I did with Mac. There are equal amount of good cards as there are bad cards. So it's purely random. I'm gonna send one to Josh first. Oh, you got a free determination. So keep that in mind. I'm actually gonna steal it from you so I could put it on your UI, but you also might want to put it in your on your character sheet. Let's see, where's your? There it is. I hate how Roll20 says. Oh, wrong one. I'll just do it this way. I shouldn't have done it that way. Oh, did it actually work? No, of course not.
Yeah, it gives me an option to either say no way or let it go.
Oh, okay. Either way, it doesn't matter. I've already put it on your UI, so now you have 2 determination points, which is the Rachel morphing into a lion. And then just make sure it's annotated on your character sheet so that you remember. And yeah, I do need to look up that other Rachel, that other picture. Um, yeah, because I don't remember if that was good or bad. Rachel is generally good. Well, it depends how you look at it. In the book, she's crazy and wants to kill everything and everybody. And she's an Animorph that basically doesn't care about collateral damage, and all that good stuff. But she is an Animorph, so
Loose cannon.
yeah, loose cannon. That's a good way to put it. All right, so now I'm going to assign a random one to Jimmy. Let's see what he gets. Could be something great. Could be the end of the world. I guess we'll find out. Oh no. Well, it's not the end of the world, but it's not good. You get 1 point of discovery. I'm gonna say that the whole you running off or flying off to eat that mole, out of control, um, something oh, I actually know exactly what this is. The same thing that happened in the book. You after the whole issue with the mole, as we're flying towards the crash site, in your head you see the flash of a red eye with tentacles, cybernetic armor, and you just hear the words in your head, I see you. And let's see. So as the birds of prey, you guys are flying over the crash site. And by the way, as birds of prey, as red-shouldered hawks, you guys can hear and see amazingly. You hear prey everywhere. You hear and see prey everywhere. You hear and see hikers hiking through the game forest. It's not hunting season, so there's no hunters, at least not no legal hunters. You do see a couple park rangers patrolling, but not many because this forest isn't as big as the national forest. Um, you do finally see the remains of the crashed Andalite ship. However, because of the chemical explosion, there's really nothing left of it. But you also do see like the forest rangers and the state police and even some fire and rescue people around it, kind of investigating. Maybe a few people in suits. You don't see anyone that immediately jumps out as a Kelbrid spy. However, it's likely that they're here. In fact, if you guys want to roll Insight Command or Insight Security, maybe you guys can pick someone out as a possible Kelbrid spy. However, I will say it's increasingly difficult because they're able to take human form, so it's not like, your eyes are going to be like, oh, we can see right through their armor.
Is that a single D20 or just both?
So this is, I'll tell you, the difficulty is going to be a difficulty of 3. So however, and you guys have 4 momentum. So however much momentum you want to spend for dice or threat you want to spend to get more dice, you may. It's up to you.
I'll spend 1 momentum.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for my character as well. My character doesn't notice anything. Ooh, wow. So, you know what? Instead of, I mean, you can put that momentum in the pool if you want, but I will allow you also to spend that to ask a question, obtain information. So you do detect the the forest ranger that appears to be in charge is talking with the state police officer who seems to be in charge. And then there is a man standing next to them that doesn't appear to be. He's just like in normal slacks and like a polo shirt. However, every once in a while you see a gleam of metallic, of something metallic along his arms, almost like veins, and then it disappears. And if you weren't a hawk, you wouldn't see it. Like a person, our eyesight would never be able to detect like nanites running through someone's veins like you see. But yeah, you think that guy is probably in charge of this whole thing, and he's definitely a Kelbrid spy.
Guys, I see one, or at least I think so. I think I see some sort of glowing thing coming out of his arm. It could be like one of our little deals, but I don't know.
Look, Eli says, look, let's just head to the forest ranger station and we'll figure out what if we can find anybody there. We can't really deal with the one Kelbrid guy as you know, because I mean there's so many people down there, they'll just think we're a couple crazy hawks or whatever. So let's just head to the ranger station, see what we can find out, and just remember that guy's face. We'll give him a visit one of these days. All right, so you guys are heading towards the actual ranger station now. Before we do that, we're gonna jump back to Alex. Mac, are you still with us? Mac. Mac. Mac.
Me, Sir Mac? Me, Sir Mac?
Alex, Ken is dying. He needs your help. Mac, did you fall asleep? Alright, well, I guess we will jump back to you guys until Mac gets back. You guys are flying. Let's see. There we go. A couple hours later, you reach the location where the forest ranger station was. You've already passed the location where the bus fell into the earth. You actually see that it does look like a sinkhole, but there's yellow tape around it. There's like a few forest rangers and other officials around it. It looks like they're just making a big show of it, like, oh, this is what did it. And then once you get to the ranger station, it's like the ranger station never existed. All the debris has been removed. The ground is charred a bit from where the explosion happened, but and obviously there's like yellow tape around that as well. But you don't really see any remains of it. It's definitely been cleared out a lot more than the anything else has been cleared out. In fact, the location where you guys remember the cellar or the basement is now all of a sudden all rock, and like it's been covered with rock, almost like the foundation of this building had always been rock or cement or something like that. But now, I mean, obviously you knew that it wasn't, but nobody else does. So yeah, now all you see is rock and charred remains. The rock even is pretty charred. And Eli says, "Damn it, they've already the cover up is already underway. We can't get back into the underground unless we go through that sinkhole, but they're not going to let us anywhere near it." And he kind of looks as you guys are kind of circling the area. Eli's hawk head kind of looks in a certain direction. He says, "Hey guys, you see that old abandoned Firewatch tower?" And he kind of gestures. He doesn't gesture. He looks in that direction. I need both of you to roll insight. And so the way you're going to do this, because you're using a bird body, is you're going to go to where it says Other Morphs, the folder Other Morphs, and you're going to go to Red-Shouldered Hawk, and it's not going to be filled out because I did not get around to doing that. The eyes, let me see. I got to look up its eyesight capability. Alright, so the eyes are going to be insight or reason. Let's see. Where in the world? Oh yeah, it's all the way back here. I'm just going to use the red-tailed hawk. Stats. So its insight is 7. So that might sound low, but give me just a second. And you can use con is 5, so you're going to be able to use that. Now, the good thing about all bird of prey morphs is you have all automatically. Let me just make sure because I wrote it down somewhere, but I want to make sure because
I don't see the other morph.
Yeah, I gotta make
All
it.
I see is squirrel and mosquito.
Give me one sec. edit and controlled by all players. There we go. So it should be popping out in a second. And the good thing about Bird of Prey morphs, as I was saying, if I can remember where I frickin' wrote it, they have automatic rerolls. So basically, you can automatically reroll one dice. Where in the world? And they also have automatic 3d20 instead of 2d20 for any visual or auditory perception checks. So, can you see the red-shouldered hawk now? The folder or the
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's already on Insight 7 and 5. You automatically get a focus, and you automatically just click the 3 for task roll, and then I'm gonna roll for mine, and then you guys can roll. All right, oof. So I'm gonna re-roll 1. So I have a total of 3 successes. Tali, you have a total. I would re-roll that complication for free.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Just make sure you move task roll to 1 to roll 1 dice. Nice. So you have 4 successes. I have 3 successes. Jimmy, you want to roll? Let me know if you need help finding the character sheet for the red-shouldered hawk.
All right. Then I'm rolling on Insight.
Yep, Insight and Con, and
All right.
it's already
Insight
set up to
Con.
3d20, so you just got to click the con badge symbol, and all right, and then you get a free reroll. So just did you roll your character sheet or the bird's character sheet?
I think mine. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me know if you need
Where
help finding it.
is it on?
It's in other
Is it
morphs.
in, okay, I see it.
Yeah, it should be the last one in there.
Okay, so we're rolling Insight, Con, and everything else is set up.
Yep. Oh wow. Um, you can roll 1 dice if you want, but I mean, me and Ben have well, actually, yeah. Go ahead and roll 1 dice. Just change it, task roll to 1. Just click on the 1 and then roll it again. And okay. So let's see how many successes we have total. 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we're at 8 momentum. So we're at full momentum, which is good. We're gonna need it next session. You look, and you guys do see a watchtower. I'm going to hopefully be able to. Ah, there it is. Yep. All right. I'm gonna move the picture of it. It's kind of in the distance, but for your hawk senses, it's not far. It looks like it's right next to you, but you guys know that it's not. All right, jumping to Jimmy's. Got to change Jimmy's map. And boom. Yeah, he just leads you guys that way. He says, I think I think some of the missing kids might, and maybe even the Andalite might be over here. Let's go check. Do any of you want to do anything at the moment? Any insight checks, perception? Well, you've just done a perception check, but before you get to the fire watchtower, does anyone want to do anything else?
Yeah, I want to see if there's anybody around near the fire spot or the fire house, I guess.
Okay, make the same exact roll. Actually, you know what? Just spend 1 momentum because you got 4 successes, so it's likely that you see it. So just spend a momentum, and then we'll We'll say that you
Sure.
see it. In fact, we could.
Spent the moment.
We'll say that. We say that. We'll say that. Yeah. All right. So you look around as you would as a hawk. Not too far away from this watchtower is what looks to be an abandoned cabin, um, and you can see through the windows, the broken windows of both the cabin and the watchtower. There is somebody inside both of those. The ones inside the cabin, metal gleaming is kind of what you're seeing. What you see inside the watchtower seems less shiny, but definitely someone is in both of these locations.
Hmm.
Eli says. Eli acts like he doesn't even notice the cabin. He's like, to the watchtower. I just have a gut feeling. I just feel like somebody's maybe they made it there. Maybe they made it there. Um, and yeah, he flies towards the tower. Does Ben say anything?
Eli, I'm gonna go over and check this abandoned cabin. I'll let
No.
you know what I find.
He kind of shouts it like with thought speak. He says, "What cabin?" And after he says that, he's like, "What cabin? Oh, that cabin. No, I'm sorry for my outburst. It's just there's nothing there. It's just an abandoned cabin. I'm pretty sure. We got to check. This is the priority. We just got to check this tower first. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be somebody in there that we need to rescue. Come on. What does Ben do?
I'm gonna negate his order and go check out the cabin.
All right, make me a control or daring and con. Does Jimmy follow or does Jimmy follow Officer Eli?
Jimmy follows to the cabin.
All right. Um, I need both of you to make a daring or control and con. The difficulty is 1 because all you're doing is flying. And it's not like Eli is, going to do anything to make your lives difficult, at least not yet. So go ahead and make those rolls. Oh, wow. So definitely, isn't your control pretty high though, Tali?
I thought I was still in the hawk form.
Oh, you're right. In
Yeah,
which
yeah.
you're definitely sorry. That's my fault, guys. I never have time to set these up. Which let's see. Daring is definitely going to be a lot higher than 7. Give me 1 second. Let me grab that hawk thing again. Daring is 11 for a hawk. And control is probably not. Yeah, control's 8. Okay, so I'll let you guys just re-roll that from the hawk body, daring or well, it's gonna be daring because it's the highest one. All right, and you have a bonus momentum. You're probably gonna want to use it in a minute because as you soar down, and kind of do you just want to soar down and land near the front door? Do you want to kind of fly around looking inside? Like how do you want to do it, Ben?
I want to fly around looking inside, but I want to be at a higher altitude, trying not to be noticed as much.
Okay. So you're not going to need a roll for this because this is pretty obvious. But just let me find. Nope. Well, this is interesting. Here it is. Inside, you find somebody that looks familiar. It is Skava the Kelbrid scout, the good one. At least that's who it appears to be, just from you guys flying around looking inside the windows, which, by the way, are broken, filthy, and glaring. So there might be other dangers in there, but you just can't see them at the moment. And she is lying on an old, dirty, raggedy bed, that mattress basically that has nothing on it, badly injured. You can see like one of her arms is just off, and you see like tendrils of metal growing in between the arm, trying to connect it back together, and she looks to be unconscious.
I report back immediately.
You hear a sigh coming from Eli over the thought speak. He says, "I'm on my way," and then he kind of soars back down towards you guys, and he kind of lands on a branch not too far from the front door, and then kind of he's gonna say, "There's more that I need to tell you. I'm sorry. Honestly, I thought that if I didn't tell you until I absolutely had to, it would be better, but it's not. Scava survived the attack, and she's not the only one. Both in this cabin and in the watchtower, there are several survivors of the attack, and I have been tending to them over the last few days. How do you guys react to that?"
Why didn't you tell us in the first place? I understand the secrecy, but
Well,
we're kind of together now.
well, um, there's people in there that are badly injured, but I just didn't want to worry you about it. There's also people in there who are Calbrid spies, who you guys know very well, and again, I didn't want you guys to have to worry about that.
I see. What's the best plan of action?
Well, up in the watchtower, John and Franklin are up there. They're both burned very badly. I've been giving them some of the nanites from Scava's armor, and that it's been healing her, but I don't know if they're gonna last. I've been trying to get John to morph, but he's been mostly unconscious the whole time, and his zipocyte band is badly damaged. We can make another one, but I haven't had the time to do it yet because, like I said, there are also Kelbrid scouts and spies that I have detained in the cabin. So the best thing to do is I think we need to get Franklin and John into better condition, and then followed by Scava, and then maybe the the 6 of us, yeah, can stand a chance against the Kelbrid scout spies that I have imprisoned in the cabin. But otherwise, I'm not. He kind of sighs again. He's like, I'm not confident. But like I said, let's go back to the tower, see if we can clone one of these zipocyte bands and force at least John to morph.
All right, then let's get him to morph.
All right, and that is where we're gonna end today's session. Mac, are you back yet, or did you fall asleep? Mac's still asleep probably. And that's where we're gonna end. Obviously, now, let me look for my calendars. I know it's here somewhere. Next session is going to be, what's day? The 21st. It's gonna be the 4th, so it's gonna be 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
Like I announced in the general chat, the Animorphs game and a couple other games are going to be kind of weird with scheduling for a while because this month and some of next month we have a lot of games that are kind of conflicting, and I'm trying to make sure that that doesn't happen. Mainly it's just I don't want to GM or even really play it, but I definitely don't want to GM multiple games back to back. So I kind of have to schedule them in, in fact, after that game, April 4th, after that Animorphs game, we're not going to have another Animorphs game for like 3 weeks. Apologies. But then after that, we'll have it, the week after that. So unless something changes schedule-wise, like with the Buffy game or, one of these other games, then that just is got to kind of how it, it's just going to have to how it's going to be. But I don't expect it to, be like that forever. We just I just have to figure something out regarding my schedule. It's mostly my schedule. Most everyone else's schedule is kind of is fine. It's just my schedule is hectic as hell. Um, so, does anybody have any questions?